A little while back, I put up a video on the Starship Troopers board game that I've had since 1980, that I played an awful lot. But around about the same time, I also bought this one. Um, it was a bit of a no-brainer, really. I mean, if you have listened to any of the podcasts I do or um, before here on this channel, I've said again and again about how The War of the Worlds is my favourite novel of all time. The 1953 George Powell film version is one of my favourite films of all time, and the Jeff Wayne musical version is one of my favourite albums of all time. So, yeah, it was a bit of a no brainer because I was aware and loved all three of those when I stumbled across this in a shop which is long gone. There used to be a shop in my hometown, um, and yeah, it sold. It's a strange shop. Thinking about it now, I think it wasn't a game shop. It wasn't a modelling shop. It was another type of shop. It might have even been something bizarre like motorbike parts and stuff. But it was a dingy shop. I remember that. And in the corner you had board games. But not the board games like I've been posting up, lately, like Ghost Castle or Haunted House. These weren't for children. These are strategy games. No gimmicks to them at all or anything. They had an awful lot of the military ones where you can recreate the D-Day landings and et cetera, et cetera. Military strategy games, and the Starship Troopers one that I've recently done, and this one here are science fiction variations of the same. Everything's about strategy and placements. They're not fast paced. You take your time, and yeah, this basically is a war game in a science fiction environment. All right. So I thought I'd show it to you today. I've had this since 1980. It explains why it's so beat up. Um, uh, I've tended in the past to stack them one on top of the other. They're all pretty much the same size, so they stack easily. So this is the War of the Worlds. No sign of H.G. Wells on there because, of course, public domain now. They don't have to. And if I can get to the bottom of the box for you, you can see it's Task Force Games from Amarillo in Texas. Actually, thinking about it, these I think might be the same people that did Starship Troopers. I have to go back and have a look. Um, yeah, before I flip over, this is a curious design, don't you think, of the tripod? Very curious. Okay, it's a tripod, and there's a heat ray, and there's a few tentacles, but yeah, rather peculiar. And here it is again in line drawing on the back. There we get H.G. Wells because we've actually got a quote, okay, which is a really good quote. I'll let you read that. So what do you get? I mean, it says down here over 200 full thick die-cut playing pieces representing human infantry, cavalry, artillery, and naval units, excuse me, and Martian cylinders and tripod machines. 20 by 24-inch playing map of the battle area in and around London, complete rules of play, game charts, and combat tables. And what I find quite sweet about the games that were out at this time, if you look at this, die cut playing pieces, you expect inside there's going to be like plastic. There most certainly isn't. Everything is paper and cards. So, totally biodegradable game, this. So, let's have a look inside. All right. So, when I can get the blooming lid off, there we go. So, get one of them out of the way. This is the rules. And as you can see, there's all sorts of unit types: infantry, cavalry, artillery, naval, tripod, cylinder, railroad destroyed, city destroyed. Okay. Now, I haven't played this for a very long time. It's a really good game. I've played it with our son a few years back, but I think we're due a revisit to it. But look at the amount of rules that you have here. It's quite astonishing. You don't need this much. It's quite a simple game to play. But yeah, everything is quite overly done. All right. So that are your instructions. There's no cover. It always looks like I'm missing the cover. And maybe I am. I don't remember there being a cover. Maybe there was. It seems odd that well, it says page 1. I don't know. And also, this isn't my blood. I don't know how come I've got red paint on it. I was obviously painting something, and this was nearby, but I don't know why it would have been nearby. Anyway, so this is your playmat, which, oh, I'm going to lose counters, which it's the old hex system. All right, so that the yellow, anything yellow is city. So that's basically London and the outskirts of London. And let me just get that in shot. If this is London, and that's the River Thames, I live somewhere just off, just about down there somewhere. You are here, basically. One of the appeals of reading the book is it's set not too far from where I live. All right, so that's the board. You've also got this thing, which is a randomizer. Okay, because what's nifty about this game is, let's have a look at this. This is the human attack table. All right, so depending what type of unit you've got, because you can stack them, so you can attack with the cavalry or cavalry and artillery, just artillery, infantry. You roll the dice and the Martians are destroyed if you get any of these numbers. And there are a number of these, if you forgive the pun. All right, they're not always the same. Okay, so if you play this game multiple times and use different attack tables, the results can be different. All right. Also, you've got to select one of these cards, and these are where you deploy, because of course every hex has a number. Okay, and again, each card is different. So you pick one of these without looking at it, and that's where your humans start from. Because of course you're not expecting the Martians to attack. You can't place your units ready for an invasion. All right. So these are your starting points. Okay. There's another one. And here we have the Martian attack table. Okay. And somewhere, I can't find right now. Where's he gone? He's in here somewhere. Where's he gone? Oh, okay. All right, scrap that. So, yeah, before we get into these, when if you're the Martian, you decide where you're going to land. Before you start the game, you've got to write down, I think it's the 10 cylinders. Strategically, you choose them, all right? And you write them down in the order that they're going to land. And once you've written them down, you've got no going back, okay? You can't change things as the game goes on. And say I wanted to land here at 0921. You've got to roll a dice, and can't remember, but if you roll the dice wrongly, you don't get a landing there. You land somewhere else, and that's when you have to roll a dice, and you start at your starting point. If you get a 6, it's somewhere that way, and then you roll another dice, and that's where you land. So the idea of the game is, yeah, if you're the humans, you've got to destroy the Martians. The Martians, you're just like in the book, going along destroying anything you can find. Every time you've passed through a city square, that is destroyed. If you go over a railway track, that is destroyed, which hampers the humans because if you've, say, got an artillery unit here, you can use the railway to move a lot faster than if you were going across ground. Okay, and then this is all very sweet. These are the counters. As I say, nowadays, or up until now, um, you would get plastic ones, wouldn't you? But no, that is quite sensible. So we've got little tokens which represent destroyed cities. We have your cavalry units, uh, infantry units, destroyed railroads, artillery, etc., etc. All right, and then very sweet. You have your tripods, and they've all got numbers on them. I think it's 3 tripods, just like in the book, to a cylinder. So once the cylinder has landed, they can come out and they can start striding across the landscape. Okay. Um, oh, and there we go. That's Martian cylinder number 4. And it's a really good strategic game. It's not fast paced. You can take your time. Um, and it's really good. Really quite true to the book. Um, I've got a vague memory as I'm waffling away that there is something in here which isn't very often mentioned in any of the adaptations there's been of the War of the Worlds. Yeah, there you go. Something that is mentioned towards the end of the book is that the Martians have developed fly machines. And it says here, it was rumoured that near the end of the campaign, the Martians were experimenting with fly machines. This aspect may be added to the game using the following optional rule. 1 tripod from each of cylinder 8, 9 and 10 may be converted to fly machines. Okay, and that's really good that you've actually got a Martian flying machine option. That is very true to the book, and it is, as I say, something you don't see in adaptations really of War of the Worlds. So that's it. That's another one of my little, uh, you know, collection of board games from my past. Not one of the ones from my early years, like Haunted House and Ghost Train, but um, I love it. I love this game. It's about time I uh, had another go. I wish they would re-release it. It'd be really good if it was redone, but I'm guessing the company doesn't exist anymore. Um, but give me this over any sort of like video game of War of the Worlds, because I'm sure a video game of War of the World, it's all frantic and it's fast paced and boom, boom, boom. I like the sedate pace of playing this game. Um, yeah. So yeah, I hope you found that of interest, and I'll be back soon.